Hey guys, James saying. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Comica XD Boom wireless mic with one transmitter and two receivers. All right, so I'm setting up how to utilize this in a couple of different ways. One is recording directly into the camera through the wireless mic. One will be recording to a field recorder, in this case the Zoom H5. And one will be recorded to the RodeCaster Pro because it's easy to make the RodeCaster Pro portable. So just want to give some examples of what it sounds like in different configurations so that you can make smart buying decisions. Hey guys, James saying. In today's video, we're going to take a listen to the Comica Boom XD wireless mic. There's one receiver that you can connect to two transmitters. Right now I'm just connected to one wireless mic. We all know that the internal microphone on our cameras is like the last resort. It's a horrible sound, so only as a last resort would we ever use that. So right now, this audio is being recorded on the wireless lav mic, and it's being recorded onto the camera's internal card, so there's no syncing that has to take place after the procedure. We'll also take a listen to the Comica Boom XD connected to the Zoom H5, and we'll listen to it connected to the RodeCaster Pro. So let's get to those videos. So what we're listening to now is the internal mic from the camera. Really testing the Comica XD Boom, the wireless lavalier mic here, James and Nicole. And right now we're hooked up to the Zoom H5 through an XLR connection. But to talk about something interesting, let's talk about, so we've both been vaccinated for the COVID-19 vaccine. So we both had Moderna. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't really have any bad symptoms with the vaccination, but you did.
I did, yeah. So the first one wasn't too bad. My arm was a little sore, but I got like this it was really sore in my axillary lymph node, you know, so on like day 3 or so, and it lasted a little bit. So that was kind of bad, but yeah, the second one was really bad. I had like a fever.
So not the localized on the second one, just systemically was bad.
Yeah, I had my temperature got up to like 100.3, which, you know, isn't terrible, but it's certainly miserable. And
yeah, so it was 100.3, not 103.
Right.
But was the second shot locally? Did it hurt as much as the?
It hurt more. And you know what's interesting? After the first shot, it started hurting. I'd say probably about 5 o'clock. I got it at like 9:30 in the morning. Probably about 5:30 it started hurting. The second shot got it at 9:30, and it started hurting like around 2:30, 3 o'clock. So a lot sooner.
Huh. Mm-hmm. So when I got the first shot, my arm was very sore. I was at work, I leaned up against the wall, and it's like, and I was talking to a group of people, and they're like, "Is your arm sore?" And it's like, "Oh no, that was actually the second shot. The first shot, when I first got it hurt like immediately, like it was like thick, going in, immediately hurt. But I didn't have any systemic problems, so I was happy with the Moderna. Neither one of us got the Pfizer. I actually wanted the Pfizer because there's only a 3-week wait in between. We both had to wait 4 weeks. So now this raises the question of, well, I certainly think it's worth it, but now the vaccine, the single shot is out. So, but before we go on, let's change to another recording method. Okay, and so now for the audio testing purposes, now we're recording on the Rode Procaster. On the Comica XD, the wireless mics, I'm connected to the 3.5 jack on the back with the RodeCaster's preamp set with the, what's called preamps? Yeah, anyway, with the RodeCaster preamps for a condenser microphone. All right, so back talking about, so you were really sick, but you went to work, so you worked all day even though you didn't feel good.
Yeah, I mean, it was I did the absolute minimum.
Gotcha.
that I could get away with doing. But yeah, I did work the next day. That was Friday, and then Saturday I felt just fatigued. Sunday I was feeling fine.
Okay, so and there was about 4 or 5 of my coworkers. So I'm a nurse. I work in a cath lab. She's a medical scientist. She works in a clinical laboratory. We all at work, we all got the Moderna. At my job, we all got the Moderna, and 50% of the people called in sick the next day. We staggered a couple of days apart because we did not want everybody getting the vaccine on the same day, which was kind of the plan at your office. So
yeah,
not the best. But anyway, but I digress.
Right, yeah.
So I was fine, and then an ex-student of mine, now she works at one of the other local, she was texting me on Facebook saying, hey, should I get the Johnson & Johnson, the single dose, or the Moderna or the Pfizer? So do you have any thoughts on that?
I don't. My hesitation with the Johnson & Johnson would be, I just don't know anything about it. They haven't really publicly, I mean, I guess they probably have, but not nearly as much as the Moderna and the Pfizer. Have they announced, how it works, what it does, what the symptoms are, what?
Well, I've researched it a lot, so I don't. As far as how it works, so where the Johnson & Johnson is really great, it's easier to deliver, it's easier to get out into the community, it's easier to get to rural America, it's easier to get to third world country because you don't have to have the refrigeration requirements. But the big thing is a single dose. So, if you're one of those people that I don't know if I'm going to go back for the second dose, you might as well not even get it. So if you're one of those people oh, I'm too afraid the second, I don't want the then just go with the one dose. So that would be the people I would go, say, for Johnson & Johnson, because you're gonna mess up the herd immunity that we're all trying to get by skipping the second dose. While the efficacy is not as high overall, it has very good efficacy when it comes to hospitalization and death, which is what you really care about.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't want this there is the long-term or long-haul COVID, as they call it. So, and while they all are EUA, emergency use authorization, we don't know the long-term effects. So I think it's worth the risk. But if you had the choice, you would go with the mRNA vaccine, the Pfizer or the Moderna.
I would. I'm a big fan of mRNA, just because it's you're not actually putting the virus inside of you. You're just putting a little portion of it.
Yeah. So the Johnson & Johnson is an adenovirus, so weakened. It can't replicate. We are back on the Comica XD, recording with the I don't know if it's TSR or TSSR. The 3.5 millimeter jack into the XY capsule, as opposed to earlier we were recording on the XLR input. So, final thoughts on the vaccine?
I don't know. I mean, I want to be an advocate for it. I want to say, yeah, get the vaccine.
Shut this light on, man.
And I guess I can't because I got it, and and I.
You say you want to be an advocate, so. I'm not trying to convince people that truly don't want to not get it, because right now there's still a need for, like in Florida, they're about to make it for people, I think less than 50, I think they're going to go less than 60 and less than 55. So there's still a big demand. So
I guess the only thing that I'm that I go back and forth about is this going to be an annual vaccine that we're going to have to get? How long does the immunity last? I mean, because if it's going to be like that every year, that's going to suck.
You mean if you got sick every year after the vaccine?
Like that? I mean, it's like, hey, I got to get my vaccine. I'm going to need tomorrow off, or I have to get it on Friday, knowing that.
Do you get the flu vaccine every year?
No.
Oh, see, I get the flu vaccine every year.
But I've gotten it, and I don't get sick from it.
Okay, so we have to wear a mask at work now, 24/7, 365. But in the past, if you didn't get the flu vaccine, it wasn't mandatory, but you had to wear a mask. And I was thinking, who the hell wants to wear a mask all the time. So when you didn't get the flu vaccine in your other jobs?
Well, if it was mandatory, I got it.
Oh. Well, it was never mandatory. It was like either get the flu vaccine, not COVID-19, get the flu vaccine or wear a mask. That wasn't at your hospital?
I think at Bayfront it was. I think you could wear a mask. I don't know the specifics at Lakeland, but I do know they were like, hey, you better get it. So I got it, you know, no big deal.
I'm so tired of wearing a mask. I said that at work the other day. I'm so ready to not wear a mask. It's just, I mean, I do it. I wear a mask. We're now starting to go back out in public. I mean, we haven't eaten out. I mean, I'm not trying to convince anybody whether they should or should not go out in public. I'm a little bit older and I have asthma and I have high blood pressure, so I feel like I'm at slightly higher risk because of my age and asthma and blood pressure. Not diabetic. It's like, well, shit, don't be a diabetic. You want some free medical advice? Don't be a diabetic. It messes up everything. And if you think, oh shit, my blood sugar is high one day, it ruins your eyes. It ruins your ability to heal. It ruins your kidneys. It ruins your heart. You have heart disease. You have horrible blood vessels in your legs. Don't be a diabetic. If you're going to be a diabetic, keep that shit under control. But I digress. So, I don't know if COVID vaccine is going to be every year. My gut instinct tells me it's going to be.
Yeah, me too. I think right now I am, at this moment with everything that's going on, this whole pandemic, having to wear a mask, having to sit at home and not join society. Yeah, get it. I am pro-vaccine, But I mean, ask me in 5 years after I've been sick every year. I don't know. Who knows what happens?
I don't know.
Later
Would
on.
you get sick every time? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
but
know that either.
We're ready to be back out. If the weather was good today, we'd be back out skydiving. It's been November.
November.
It's been 3 months. This is March 6th. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
1 year anniversary. All right. Oh my God. We got married March 6th last year, just as this stuff was taking off. And it's like,
I think the most exciting thing we've done is when we went to Best Buy.
Okay, we've done more exciting things than that. Okay. Trust me, we've done more exciting things than that.
Going out.
Yeah, as far as going out. We were going to go to New York for our honeymoon, so that put an end to that. Thank God we didn't even try that. We knew that was...
We'd never make it back.
Yeah, we'd never make it back. But we did get a puppy named Brooklyn, who's walking around down here. So we got that going for us. All right, so this is enough of the testing. All right, guys, so there's some examples of how you can use a Comica XD boom in different configurations, either recording to the camera, recording to a field recorder, or recording to the RodeCaster Pro. I have bad hearing. I have constant ringing in one ear. So you can be the decision maker on which one you thought sounded the best. There was no treating the audio, which I would have done if this was something other than audio test. I would have tweaked the audio more. The only thing that was added to each one was a hard limiter of -6 decibels. So that's the only thing that was done to the audio in post-production. My wife and I, we disagreed on, the one thing we did agree on is that the RodeCaster Pro was the best sounding one, but we disagreed on everything else. And I'm open to being wrong because I have really bad ringing in one ear. So you can decide which one you think sounds the best. All right, guys, thanks so much. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. It would help my channel. And if you found the information helpful or useful, consider subscribing to the channel. If you do, remember to turn on notifications so that you don't miss when the next video comes out. All right, guys, thanks so much. We'll see you in the next video.